Today's video is about fasting glucose. What is called the FBS. So that's the blood glucose level that you check when you before food, and this is usually done after a 10 to 12 hour fast, 12-hour fast ideally. So if you had dinner at 8, you should be doing that blood test at around 8 the next day in the morning. Now, the problem is when you wake up, your cortisol is high and your blood sugar will be naturally high. And if you wake up at 5, and you suppose you wake up at 5 and you're running around and you're doing your work, and then you're rushing to the lab, and then you're taking your blood test, your blood sugar is going to be even higher, and now you're going to think that your blood sugar is out of control. It is out of control, but it's not because you're eating poorly. It's just that that's the way your body is responding. Your liver is releasing glucose into your bloodstream because you're running around, you're stressed, you're doing work, and your body thinks that it needs the glucose. Now, the so the liver is doing what it's meant to do. What's not happening is that uh, your your glucose, your blood glucose, your fasting blood glucose, it's not getting used up by the rest of your body. So your body is not very efficient at using that blood glucose, and this is because of insulin resistance. And the best way to reduce insulin resistance is to strength train, is to make your muscles more hungry for glucose. So walking is an exercise, agreed, but it's not challenging your strength. It's a very easy movement. So the fast twitch muscle fibers, which need glucose predominantly as the fuel, they are not being challenged when you're walking. So it's mostly the endurance type muscle fibers that are being used when you're walking, and those fibers prefer using fat. uh, Walking is good for fat loss, but it's not very good to bring your blood glucose down. If you must bring your blood glucose down with walking, you're going to have to walk quite a bit. But if you want to bring your blood glucose down with exercise more efficiently, especially the fasting blood glucose, you are going to need to do some strength training. And again, when you do strength training, you shouldn't be beating yourself to death. You should be doing a few reps. You should be doing it for a few seconds. You should be opening up the glucose receptors in your fast twitch muscle fibers, and they should be absorbing as much as they need, and they should be then resting again. If you continue to push hard in intense strength training, your fasting blood glucose or your blood glucose will continue to stay elevated after the exercise. So so you you need to hit the right kind of balance, and the best way to do that is to do 5 to 10 reps. It should be over in 30 seconds to 1 minute or 1.5 minutes, and it should be tough, and your muscles should feel tired, but you shouldn't be sweating and panting and suffering. And so if you do that, if you do 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then you rest for 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes, and then come back and do one more set for 30 seconds or 1 minute, and then rest another 5 minutes, and then do another 30 seconds, that would be the best way to reduce your blood glucose without beating yourself up and without having the body stressed by the exercise. So the stress can be local. You can stress your muscles locally, but if that stress is then going to spill over into the system, and it is going to start taxing your nervous system, it is going to start taxing your cardiovascular system, it's going to start taxing your respiratory system, then there's too much stress, and that too much stress can keep your blood sugar elevated. So the kind of exercise that you do to bring down your blood glucose is very important. So about fasting blood glucose, fasting blood, if you've fasted properly for 12 hours, then the blood glucose is not coming from the food, it's coming from your liver. It can also come from your kidneys. So the kidneys will convert other macronutrients into glucose for you. So that's called gluconeogenesis, and the liver does the same. But the liver has an extra source of glucose. It has glycogen in it, and the glycogen is then broken down by the liver towards the end of a fast to release blood glucose into your system. Now, now, so the idea is to reduce the amount of stress overnight, so that your blood glucose stays low in the morning. And the best way to reduce stress is to sleep well. So if you sleep well, your stress levels come down, your cortisol comes down, and your blood sugar stays down. So this is how you reduce your fasting blood glucose. One is by reducing the stress, so that you don't release that much blood glucose into your blood from the liver and the kidneys. And the other way is to use your muscles to soak up the whatever blood glucose is being released into the blood. Now, I'll repeat again, you need to do the right kind of exercise. If you walk, it's not going to consume a lot of glucose, because it's predominantly burning fat. Some glucose will be used, but it's not going to be enough to bring your blood glucose down. If you do strength training and if you do too much of it, you will have a transient drop, a temporary drop in your blood glucose level, and then it'll spike up again. So what you need to do is short bursts of tough activity that doesn't make you suffer. You should be challenged, but you shouldn't be panting, you shouldn't be sweating, you shouldn't be exhausted. After each of these 30-second to 1 minute exercise routines, you should feel energized, you should feel stronger, you should feel more happy and enthusiastic about the rest of your day. So that is how you should be using exercise to bring down your blood glucose. And this is where the moment snack concept comes in. So if you do that before food, thrice a day, or if you do that throughout the day, every half an hour or 1 hour, you do 30 seconds of something hard. It might be push-ups, it might be squats, it might be climbing the stairs, uh, it might be a few lunges, or it might be just an isometric hold, and or it might be a super slow movement that I demonstrated in one of my videos a few days back. So you need to start doing tough exercises that last a few seconds, and you need to sprinkle it throughout the day. And that is how you use exercise to bring down your blood glucose with the least amount of pain. So if you've got doubts, please ask me in the comments, and I'll make a follow-up video. Thank you.